Alright, so let's take a look at some of these homework problems. Remember, the name of the game is to factor, and then we cancel common factors if they're being multiplied and divided. So I'll take a look on page 566 first. I used to do 8 to 13. Alright. Number 8 caught my eye right away. M to the third over 3n divided by, it's a negative, m to the fourth over 9n squared. So at this point we know that we keep, change, flip. I'm going to go ahead and multiply them. Rearranging my variables. Remember, the commutative property of multiplication says it doesn't matter what order you multiply them in. 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3, m to the negative first, and then n to the first, which is why our answer is just negative 3n over m. Alright, so for 8 to 13, what else looks good here? Number 13 caught my eye. Taylor Swift's favorite number. It says 4a plus 4 divided by 3 times 1 over a plus 1. So let's go ahead and factor out a 4 times 1, and then we have 3 over a plus 1. Well, these are the same, so we just get 4/3. That one's pretty easy. And then I also asked you to do 18 to 30 even. Alright, so let's take a look. 18 looks good. Number 18, it says we get negative 3x to the second y all to the third power divided by 9x squared y squared. Power of a product means we're going to distribute that all the way across. Negative 27 over 9 would be negative 3 x to the fourth y. That would be the final answer there. Number 18. Alright, what else here? 22. It's a good Taylor Swift song. It says we have 3h over h plus 1. And that's being multiplied by 1 over h minus 2. Actually, this one's a little bit tricky because there are no common factors in the numerator and denominator, so we can't cancel anything out. Our final answer would actually just pretty much be the same thing we started with. Let's see what else. I asked you to do up to 30 even, so it's 22, 24 is easy, 26, 26 looks like it could be a little bit of a pain. 26, it says ab to the second power over c times cx squared over x a to the third b. So if we use power of a product, we get a squared b squared times c x squared. And then on the bottom, if I rearrange them, because order doesn't matter when you're multiplying, we would get a to the third, and then b, c, x. So each one individually would give us a to the negative first, b, c's would cancel, x, which is why our answer is just bx over a. 28's easy, just cancel out the t minus 1s. Now let's try 30. 30, it says 4a cubed b over 7 c squared d to the third times 21 c cubed d divided by 16 a b c squared. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. This would be 84 a to the third b c to the third d. I'll write all my variables in the same order. 7 times 16 is 112. A, B, c to the fourth, e to the third. So doing these individually, 84 over 112 is 3/4. We'd get a to the second, the b's would cancel, we'd get c to the negative first, and then d to the negative second. So if we write these negative exponents in the denominator, we get 3a squared over 4c d squared. That should be the answer for number 30. Yep, cool. So now I'm just going to take a look at your worksheet real quick. Number on practice 9.3, let's see if there's any good ones for numbers 1 to 8. Number 1, we could cancel out the a plus y's. Number 2 looks good on the practice worksheet. It says a minus y over w plus n times w squared minus n squared over y minus a. So I know that these two look alike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite it. So the negative y goes in front. I'm going to factor the second, difference of perfect squares. I could actually factor out a -1 from this. And now the fun part, let's cancel the common factors. And it looks like our answer would just be negative w plus n, or of course we could just change the order around. That would be the same answer, n minus w. All right, what else do we have here? Number 3, it's kind of the same thing. If you factor, you should get the answer. Number 4, it's the same idea. Factor, get the answer. 5, it's similar to what we've been doing. Number 6, kind of interesting looking. Number 6, it says 2xy, w to the second, all to the third, divided by 24. I think that's x to the second. It's a little hard for me to see here. Divided by w to the, that's a fifth. All right, so let's see what we get. The first thing I'm going to do is distribute this power of a product. So this would be 2 to the third is 8, x to the third, y to the third, divided by w to the sixth. And we're going to keep, change, flip. I'm going to rearrange them so they're in consistent order. 8x to the third, y to the third, w to the fifth, divided by 24, x to the second, w to the sixth. So the first 8 divided by 24 is 1/3. We'd get an x, y to the third, w to the negative first. So, let's see. I could bring this down, and we would get xy to the third over 3w. That is the correct answer. Okay, so maybe I'll try to do one more. Number 7, which is the difference of perfect squares. That should be easy. And number 8, we factor, it's the same thing. So they're both pretty easy. I'll do both of them. I'm having such a good time. For 7, it's x plus y over 6 divided by x squared minus y squared. Difference of perfect squares over 3. So I'm going to factor, keep, change, flip, but factoring would be x plus y times x minus y. So this factor would cancel out with this one. We just wind up with 3 over 6 is the same thing as 1 over 2. And that would actually be a good answer if you want to distribute the 2. Nothing wrong with that. But simplify just means you cancel out common factors, and that's what we did. All right, and then the last one here, number 8. it says 3x plus 6 over x squared minus 9 divided by 6x squared plus 12x divided by 4x plus 12. So I'm going to factor, then keep change flip, multiply by the reciprocal. All right, so let's get some kind of order going. 3 times 4 is 12. X plus 2 times x plus 3. The denominator would be 6x times x plus 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 3. So now that everything's in order, I could see that 12 over 6 would be 2. We don't have anything to go with that x, so I'm just going to keep that on the bottom. X plus 2's cancel, the x plus 3's cancel, and then the x minus 3 is still on the bottom. And that is the correct answer. All right, so your quiz is posted. Make sure you have that done by midnight tonight. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.